We have some big news right now. According to The Atlantic, the Trump administration has given the order to incinerate nearly 500 metric tons of emergency food, enough to feed about 1.5 million children for a week around the world, instead of handing it out to people who need it. The food, which was typically allotted for children in Afghanistan and Pakistan, will now be turned into ash, according to The Atlantic. The food is specifically $800,000 worth of high-energy biscuits that were purchased by USAID during the end of the Biden administration. These biscuits are, according to The Atlantic, used in scenarios where people have lost their homes in a natural disaster or fled a war, faster than aid groups could set up kitchens to receive them. They were stored in a Dubai warehouse intended to go to the children this year. But now the Trump administration has ordered that this food be incinerated, turned into literal ash, instead of being handed out to the children that need it.
No further than the result of Donald Trump's unprecedented and so far unexplained dismantling of foreign aid programs. 500 tons of emergency food, high-energy biscuits meant to be given to children plagued by severe malnutrition in Afghanistan and Pakistan. It's now expired and about to be turned into ash. From the Atlantic's reporting, quote, since Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency disbanded USAID and the State Department subsumed the agency, no money or aid items can move without the approval of the new heads of American Foreign Assistance. That's according to several current and former USAID employees. And, quote, two of the USAID employees said that staffers who sent the memos requesting approval to move the food never got a response. And so, quote, over the coming weeks, the food will be destroyed at a cost of $130,000 to American taxpayers on top of the $800,000 used to purchase the biscuits, which, according to that reporting, would have been enough to feed about 1.5 million children for a week. And keep them alive, maybe. Joining our conversation, former Undersecretary of State for Public...
It's 1 million pounds of food. The media is telling you that it's 500 tons because that's a digestible number. A lot of Americans aren't willing to do the math to figure out how much food that is. It just sounds like a lot of food. But when you hear it's 1 million pounds of food, that does something. That acknowledges the fact that you've gone to the grocery store and bought a pound of turkey, a pound of ham. You bought a package of chicken breast that was probably about 3 to 5 pounds, and you start thinking about how long that feeds you. A 5-pound bag of potatoes, how long does that feed you? How many mouths does that feed? And now we're talking about 1 million pounds of food bought, paid for, ready to go, and sat there and wasted away to its expiration date and is now being burned, wasted.
Y'all know the date that that food was set to expire? Do you know the date? Do you know why they keep telling you it was soon to expire and using that as an excuse? Today, July 16th was the date that it expired. Trump's been in office since January. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? No, that is not a valid excuse of why they are burning this food down. It should have never got to the point. And that way you guys are missing, MAGA. You keep using, oh, it was going to expire anyway. The food was bad. How is it Trump's fault? Because he's been in office since January. Not only that, USA told Marco Rubio, this is what happens when you hire the wrong people, when you vote the wrong administration into office. USA told Marco Rubio weeks in advance that this food was set to expire. Nothing was done. So you can miss me with this whole thing of it was going to expire. It's not Trump's fault. It's been there since Biden. Yes, it was there since Biden, but he had since January. Biden is not in office. You cannot keep using that as an excuse. At this point, MAGA, I'm really trying to figure out at what point do you stop being pro-life? Is it right after the baby come out, when they're 6 months, or when there's hungry children starving in Gaza? Is that the point that you stop being pro-life? I'm just asking.
They're burning food. A vast amount of food. Perfectly good food. They're burning food. That is a level of creative evil I can't imagine. I've always had a problem with when restaurants, fast food places don't sell the food off. They're mandated to throw it away rather than give it away to a homeless shelter or food pantry. And supermarkets, some supermarkets actually are mandated to throw away perfectly good food, right? Rather than give it to a pantry or give it to some organization that can do something with it. But that's not normally 500 fucking metric tons of it in one fell swoop with with types of food on there that actually like remains good for a long time because it's the type of like nutrient rich biscuits and things of the sort that keep for a long time, that can nurse a starving child back to health within hours. There are people in this country right now starving to fucking death. There are people in this country right now who are trying to decide, um, you know, if they can afford their medication or eat because food is so fucking expensive. And because of his tariffs, right? What he's done already for this first year, because of this shit, right? There's certain types of foods and stuff that people normally eat and stuff they don't have anymore. Everything's gone up. And you're fucking burning 500 metric tons of food. I remember I don't know why this bothers me so much. I remember being in the Caribbean where people are so fucking hungry. I'm gonna tell you all a little tale. My grandfather, rest his soul, one of the kindest men you ever meet. So remember, those of you in the Caribbean know it like a bazaar. And I promise you I'm getting back to the crux of this. Those in the Caribbean know of bazaar, these church-led things. So, long story short, I was enjoying a piece of chicken, barbecue chicken. I was young, I don't think I was like 8 years old yet. I was enjoying a piece of barbecue chicken. My grandfather was with me. And a kid that I've seen in church, I didn't really know him that well, kept like when I finished it, he kept begging me. He kept begging me for what I had left. And I said, there's nothing left, there's only bones. And I was like, there's only bones. I'm going to throw this out. And my grandfather stopped me. My grandfather was like, no. Very calmly, he said, and with a level of empathy that I have not seen in many people. My grandfather calmly said, give it to him. Give it to him. So even though I was weirded out as a young child, I gave it to him. This boy who's around my age took that chicken bone. It was a thigh bone and a leg bone together. He took the thigh bone and leg bone and he started to eat that thing. He closed his eyes and he smiled and skipped away eating the bone. That's how hungry he was. That's how hungry he was. And this administration is burning fucking food. Burning fucking food. People are hungry. And you're burning food? 500 metric tons of it? That could... Okay, Don't ship it overseas, but give it to people here. You just had a disaster in Texas. But no, you're burning food. God damn it, man. Times like this make you want to get religion, man, and like wish for God to come down and smite all of these evil motherfuckers. Because this is not right. This is not okay, man. People in the Caribbean where I grew up, we've all, like, I've been drilled into my head, like, don't waste food. Eat all the food that's on your plate. Don't waste it. There are people who don't have what you have, who don't have enough. And to this day, I'm like that with my kids. I don't let my kids waste their food because I know people who don't have. And any excess food I have, something I give away. Like canned goods and stuff, I give away. I always do that shit because there are people who don't have it. And these people are burning food. There are people here who are desperate and starving and they're burning fucking food. Who does that? How evil is that? Ooh. Okay. Alright. You know what? Let me go.